we will be filling this outside arch with the brick stitch. I'm using 6 strands of DMC 3328, this reddish color. The brick stitch is actually just rows of back stitches offset one row after the other. I'm going to start at this bottom on the outside edge with my back stitch, and I'm going to follow the line all the way to the other side. Try to keep your stitches the same size. You can make them longer than I'm making mine if you'd like. I'm following right on the pattern line for this row, staying right on this pattern line. When you get close to the end, try to gauge how many stitches will fit in this last space. I think about 3 of my stitches will fit here, so I'm going to try to fit 3 evenly sized stitches as I come up to this corner. Now that we are on the second row, we're going to be working in the opposite direction. Bring your needle up right near this previous work stitch in the center of it, in the next row. And we will offset our back stitches as we work our way around the arch. There's one. Then bring your needle up again in between this stitch on the inside, somewhere right there, on this next row of back stitches, and we will work our way around. This is what creates that brick look for the brick stitch. Each layer is offset from the previous layer. You don't have to get all the way near the previous worked row, just as close to cover up the white fabric. Work your way around until you get to the end of the arch. At some point you are going to run out of thread. On your back side of your piece, flip it over, and you're going to weave in the ends underneath the previous worked stitches a few times, working them in so that they don't come unraveled after the piece is all finished. Then trim away that little tail. Get a new piece of string and continue stitching in the same way until you get to the end of this arch. We finished the second row of back stitches for the brick stitch arch, and for our third row we're going to copy what we did for the very first row, trying to make our stitches about the same size, coming up near the second row, when I filled in this section of the arch the first time I worked on this design, I think I did about 6 total rows to fill in this section. This is really good practice actually, because I've noticed a lot of people use the brick stitch as actual bricks. There are some embroidery artists that make fiber art portraits of homes, and many homes are made out of bricks. And so this is just a really cool stitch to incorporate into some realistic designs, and this arch will give you a lot of practice in layering row upon row. So just continue in the same way you did the previous 2 rows. If you should run out of thread, remember to weave it in on the back side underneath those previous worked stitches, and continue all the way to the end of the arch. I'm starting row 4 around the arch, working from the right to the left, and I'm going to try to make all of my stitches about the same size as the second row, where each layer of back stitches is offset from the previous row. Now that we finished row 4, we could probably do 2 more rows. You may end up needing to do a third row if you want to cover up the solid black line. So do 2 more rows, maybe a third row to make sure that the printed lines are completely covered. And then you will be finished with the arch for the brick stitch.